the polyps on this are retracted.
Really, for those of you who are just joining us, maybe for the first time, you have tuned in at just the right time, because we've just been seeing just fantastic colonies of corals here.
Imagine you want a point here. I've already marked it, but would you like a official point?
Let's call it the coral forest.
Coral forest. My records show that this is the first official target of the dive.
Yes, I believe that's true.
All right, you got it. Coral forest.
Thank you. It's only through exploration like this that we can get these views to really understand how these corals are distributed and how they're using this habitat.
I count 3 egg cases. You see one on each branch, kind of on the tip. They're sort of this brown color. You see the ophiuroid arms kind of coiled around the egg case. You can see the polyps close up as the shrimp is walking across the coral.
So happy with that, science? All right, let's continue. I know that new coral is waiting for us around the next corner.
So we're seeing the arms of several brittle stars that are using this Canthogorgia as a home. So that coral represents a new family that we haven't been observing on this leg.
That may be a species in a new family. We've had a few other specimens look similar to that were collected in the Gulf of Mexico. So again, with all the exploration that we're doing, we continue to find new species for science. This is Martha Nazinski and Amanda Demopoulos. We're helping guide your trip through the canyon today. So we'll continue moving up this feature, taking a look to discover and document the different kinds of animals that we're seeing. We've seen some extremely interesting corals today, as well as a high diversity of sponges. Our current depth is 2820 meters.
Salps are filter-feeding gelatinous organisms, and what we're looking at here are chains where there are lots of individuals linked together in a form colony, and they can break apart, take up a solitary existence, but they're constantly swimming and filtering particles out of the water.
It's nice to have the resources out on the shore of a variety of experts in all different places that can be with us today on this dive and help with identifications.
I think we're seeing a seep here.
I think we're seeing a seep. How exciting! Wow. Whoa! A true exploration right here.
This is definitely a day anything can happen, it seems like. We didn't know exactly what we would find, and we came upon this habitat as pure surprise, and that's truly exciting. It's exploration in action. We're adventuring into Wonderland at the moment. This is brave new territory. Well, it was a surprise that we came upon this seep with associated organisms. During this year, we've actually made some great progress in identifying several new seeps along the Northeast U.S., and it gives us a better understanding of how connected these communities are along a seascape perspective.
Roll on, thou deep and dark blue ocean, roll. 10,000 fleets have sailed thee in vain. Man's control stops with the shore. All the wrecks upon thee are thy deed. Something like that. I got some words out of order.
What is that from, Jeff? I never heard that.
Roll on, thou deep and dark blue ocean, roll.
By who?
Byron.
A Tina-4 inside another. That's a great shot, video and pilot.
More predation in the deep sea.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful images of the siphonophore. This species has 2 lines of suckers on the arms. Imaging a bobtail squid.
I'm just seeing the colors change.
Each of those spots is a little bag of melanin, and it's controlled by radial muscles around it. So when it contracts the muscles, it expands the little bag of pigment, which makes the spot get bigger. So when it's relaxed, the spot gets really small and difficult to see.
There's an octopus up in that
Upper right
small
corner.
cave. Looks like it's hanging on there. We saw one in this position a little bit earlier today with its suckers showing out from underneath the ledge.
Wow.
Like some battle scars on that thing.
There's speculation that it might be a Greenland shark.
Greenland shark.
Yes.
Oh, there's another skate. Oh, a squid.
Pretty.
As Bob Carney has suggested that this is an ammonite fossil in a mudstone matrix. The rocks would have to be Cretaceous for that to be true, but that's certainly what it looks like.
Wow.
Oh.
It's a toadfish.
So we have seen this fish in a few of the other canyons.
Pretty amazing morphology to these walls. It's just phenomenal in some ways, the massive structures they are.
This whole outcrop may not, in fact, be in place. There are enormous slumps associated with Hazen Canyon, so some of these rocks may actually, the rocks we view in the ROV may all be displaced and moving downslope. Good view of what looked to be downslope, probably sediment-laden fluid chutes. This is what would happen if a turbidity current, a sediment-laden, a dense current came down the slope that you're looking at. They would tend to follow these pressed upslope, downslope features.
Looks like a
The nudibranch.
Wow.
Your purple blob is Tritonia, probably a new species, a nudibranch.
Wow.
A new species.
I just wanted to convey the amazement of seeing the first nudibranch that I've seen on this entire cruise.
Appears to be an egg mass. Andrea Quattrini is saying perhaps these are fish eggs.
Oh, yeah, it's a hydroid. That's wild.
Oh, beautiful. I don't think we've seen a swarm of amphipods on our travels.
Now it's extending its jaws and scooping, and then scooping around. So a good close-up view of a pycnogonid, a sea spider.
Tonguefish.
Great.
So that's 3 tonguefish
tonguefish.
on this dive.
He crawls instead of
Hey,
swims.
look at that.
Often on terrain like this where it's muddy and flat, we can touch the vehicles down on the bottom ever so gently to get a more stable picture.
Wow.
This kind of worm could really give worms a better image. A large anemone there.
Yeah. And there's a bivalve at the base. We're seeing clear, dark rock colonized and crusted with all of these different animals.
Colony coming up here. Let's see what that's all about.
Coral's age there, several hundred years old, is a conservative estimate at best.
And that is quite an impressive base now that we're even closer.
We need to finish this shot and set up for recovery.
It's amazing that we always seem to end our dives with just a fabulous image. One of these spectacular corals or other organisms that we've been viewing. Thank you, ROV team and video, for all your help today in making this another successful dive. We're leaving the bottom at a depth of 1621 meters. This is Martha Nazinski here with Amanda Dimopoulos, and we thank you for joining us today as we've been able to explore.
This was one dive along one single area in a vast area of the canyon that really only gives us a small picture of what may remain. So stay tuned
on your must-see Deep Sea TV.
And then we're just gonna have to come up.
Do we have to?
Sorry, we have to. But tell you what, we'll do it again tomorrow.
All right.
Promise.
We'll hold you to that.
All right.